What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little. Big Nick, they quick with me as always. Tuesday morning, so you know we're back with the weekly, back-to-back days on No Catch Up. We got a little NBA Finals recap game too. Now we're going to talk about a couple of stories we love or want to talk about really for this week. Lamar Jackson still doesn't have a deal. I want to ask quick. He doesn't have a deal, right? He's waiting to get more money or whatever he's waiting on. Where does he rank in the league right now? What salary slot should he be looking for? Should it be that $50 million number above Aaron Rodgers for the top paid quarterback in the league? We'll talk about that. Aaron Donald just got a new deal. A couple weeks ago, we talked about his comments on the I Am Athlete pod. Talked about maybe retiring. I don't play football. Or I don't need football anymore. And next thing you know, he has a 2-year, I believe it's like $90 million contract.
I know like he got an extra $40 million. I know that.
A little extra 40 piece. So we'll talk about that. Then I will get into the NBA. We'll actually probably touch on Deshaun Watson a little bit as well. I want to get Nick's, and we'll talk about what type of suspension he should be looking at. I watched the Real Sports, Brian Gumbel Real Sports, Deshaun Watson.
You're watching it?
Yeah. Last night. Yeah, I watched it last night. So we'll touch on that. And then we'll get into the NBA. We'll talk about a little bit about the NBA Finals Game 3, which is Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And then we'll talk about our guy Miles Bridges is posting some wild stuff on the internet. We got to touch on Miles Bridges and what he's doing and where do we draw the line here? Where do we slow up? You know what I'm saying? Where is when being yourself is too far? So we'll talk about that. Russell Westbrook, Ham is the new coach in LA. And he had a press conference, talked about Russell Westbrook while Russell Westbrook was in the building. I have that footage. We're going to talk about all that. NBA Finals Game 3 tomorrow. Stay locked. No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. Let's get it.
Now look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Big Nick the Quick, what's happening?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Shit, man. You already know. Got Pusha T tonight. I'm very excited. Man, for everybody listening, look, I've been trying to get Nick to come to this Pusha T show for a week now, but he can't make it. He's too busy.
Just yesterday we talked about needing to slow down.
Big Nick is too busy.
Today we're going to Pusha T. No, I just can't make it happen, man. But
now I'm gonna try to. I'm not gonna drink.
He said, "Let's have some seltzers."
I'm not gonna drink tonight. Don't trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna sip at the show. So
no, that should be decent. That should be decent. Where is it at? Concord?
No, it's at Radius.
Radius. I don't think I've been to Radius. Is that a club?
Yeah, it's usually like dance shows.
Okay.
And stuff like that, but it's a sick venue. The sound is crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fire.
I'll shout out Pusha T.
Yeah, man. Shout out Push. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of non-NBA stuff that we'll talk about. Of course, we're going to talk about the NBA as well. We're going to focus a little bit on the NFL. But real quick on this Pusher, I was going back. I was listening to My Name Is My Name this morning.
Yep.
I'm a kingpin the whole day today.
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm listening to all Pusha T. I'm just listening to all cocaine rap, all breakdowns.
The Coke raps, the king of the Coke raps.
The king of the Coke raps.
You should go back to some old clips, man. He might bring out some old hits. Maybe he brings out Malice.
Apparently, he is going to play some. I asked someone that went to a show.
What happened to that boy?
The It's Almost Dry tour recently that went, and he said that.
Yeah, is that what it's called? It's almost dry.
It's almost you. You haven't listened to this. That. Yo, this is so insane.
I haven't touched the album. No.
Big Nick hasn't listened. A huge Pusha T. I don't even want to say promoter, but an advocate.
Yeah, for sure. I am.
And hasn't listened to the new album. It's craziness.
You know how I am with albums, and it's funny because I literally just tweeted about the Kendrick album today, and that was like one of the rare albums that I listened to when it came out. But usually when shit comes out, I always wait like a month before so the hype can die down. Like unless it's someone who I really, 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 really fuck with, and I can't wait to hear their new shit. Very rarely will I listen to it right when it comes out because I just feel like there's so much energy, whether it be negative or positive, like all these different opinions out there, and you go in there like, having read 100 different tweets about it, and you haven't even listened to the music yet. So I let the shit die down, usually play it. So I'll probably bump that pusher this week, man. It might be time. But it has been like a month and a half.
Yeah, you say you don't want to.
I didn't even touch it. Yeah.
You don't want the outside noise?
No, I don't like the outside noise. You know how it is, man, because you're on Twitter and shit, and everybody's got an opinion of the album, like Kendrick shit. Everybody's like, oh, he's not selling records. Like, I don't really give a fuck if he's selling records or not. The music was good.
Yeah, it was.
So I usually let it wait a little bit, but I'm gonna have to bump that pusher, man. It's the weather's right. Need some coke rap in my life. It's almost
dry out here, man.
They over here locking rappers up, man. So I need to support free gunner, free thugger.
Exactly, man. All right, you want to talk? You want to talk Lamar Jackson first?
Yeah, for sure.
Lamar Jackson, everybody knows the deal.
Day 1,000 without Lamar Jackson, without a deal. We've been telling him to get a deal. It's been about 2 or 3 years now, I feel like.
Listen, Lamar should have got a new deal after he won the MVP.
100%.
I'm not coming out on a rookie. I just won the MVP. The National Football League's most valuable player. Yeah. I'm not coming out on a rookie deal.
Not a chance.
Are you out of your mind? So he should have got it then. So it all worked out, or at least so far it has. He didn't get hurt. When I say it all worked out, he didn't get a major injury where he couldn't play. He's still healthy. He still produced. Still some question marks on, his ability to stand in the pocket and throw the ball like Josh Allen and Mahomes and some of these other guys that are touted as the real top tier Super Bowl favorites, contenders, Rodgers, Brady.
Sure.
But either way, he produces. He's a ton of their offense, if not all of it. He also has been doing this without a guy to throw the ball to, at least a big time dude. And he's still without a deal. Listen, I don't know if you should know this by now, but he doesn't have an agent. Him and his mother are doing the deal.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. What is your opinion on what he's waiting on? Is he waiting on more deals for more money for the bigger dude? But Josh Allen signed a new deal.
Yeah, there's plenty
of leverage.
There's no
points.
quarterback. Yeah, there's no quarterback that you're waiting for to sign because Deshaun Watson just signed the largest deal in NFL history.
Yeah, so Watson just signed.
Yeah, so if you need your kind of benchmarks or you don't want to sign before this guy, Rodgers got money, Watson got money, Derek Carr got money. So you have like a floor and you have a ceiling. So you should have the figures that you want to work with. My understanding is I think, these NFL contracts, they're complicated. It's not NBA contracts for the most part. I feel like 4 years, this is your salary slot. There might be some bonuses, some incentives, but for the most part in the NBA, everybody's signing the same deal, right? In the NFL, the shit starts getting complicated. How much is guaranteed? What kind of workout bonus? How are we spreading out the money? What kind of cash are we paying up front?
What's complicated about Watson's deal?
Watson's deal is not complicated at all because it's just straightforward. But you look at like Mahomes' deal, right? Like when Mahomes' deal was signed, it's like obviously that's the richest contract in NFL history. But as far as like cap hit goes, Mahomes has a lower cap hit this year than Ryan Tannehill. So the team is probably trying to work out some team friendly shit. Lamar, who's negotiating without an agent, is probably trying to get as much as he can or whatever the case may be. But there's obviously some breakdown, man. Like I don't think it comes down to years or dollars. There has to be something else going on. But either way, to your point, to my point, to what we've been saying for the past 2 years, we knew it would get to this point and should have never gotten to this point. Period, point blank.
We should have put the pressure. This was going to happen,
right? And I want to apologize to Kyler Murray because I think like a month and a half ago we kind of killed him for what he's doing right now. As far as I don't think that we killed him, but we kind of like we were questioning his antics, right?
Oh, the antics for sure,
and the antics are still a
no
little bit
question. The antics are still suspect,
right? But as far as posturing to get a new deal before your current deal is up, 100% that's what you need
Always.
to do because then you get to this point, you're a few weeks away from training camp, a couple months away from training camp, right? And you don't have a deal. You have this 5th-year option for $23 million, which is way less than what you're worth, right? And you're sitting here with your back against the wall, and now it's going to become contentious, right? Like all negotiations are already contentious, but the closer you get to that finish line or that deadline, it becomes very difficult to work together. And everybody at that point in time, you start seeing all the media shit. And they've been pretty quiet so far, but it's only a matter of time. As shit starts leaking, reporters start pressing, why doesn't he have a deal? So I don't know what exactly he's waiting for. I don't know the exact point because no one said anything, but I imagine it has something to do with how cash is like. It can't be that he's trying to get a deal bigger than Watson or some shit like that. Like I can't see that being the case. Like if he's trying to get what is Watson 5-year, $250 million?
Yeah, I mean, he's making $46 million annually.
Yeah. So if he's trying to push for like 55 or something, like Lamar needs to chill. But this is what happens when you don't have an agent. Again, these quarterback contracts are fucking interesting. They're complicated. So I don't know what he's doing.
I wonder how big of a deal it is that it's him and his mother. I wonder if that is like a sticking point on the conversation start.
Well, I'm sure
or just how it's being handled. I don't know. My thing is, and we talked about this the other day, I'm scared for Lamar that he's going to get to a point where here's training camp, here it comes, here's the preseason, we're here, and then now he's in a spot where he has to decide, am I going to leave this $23.5 million on the table? Because I don't know his financial situation. I don't know what's going on with that, but that's still a lot of money to leave on the table. I don't want him to be in a position where he's sitting there looking at $23.5 million going down the tubes, and he feels like he needs to take it, and he takes it, and then doesn't get a deal before the season starts.
That would be dumb.
What he should do is sit out no matter what until he gets a deal. So
yeah, the $23 million won't matter when he signs a multi-year deal.
Yes.
He'll get that in a signing bonus and then some.
It's still tough to do though. It's still tough because then you start thinking this, Nick. I'll pick up this 23 and then sign it, and I'll sign the extension next year, and I'll sign the big deal next year. I'll bet on myself. I'm not worried about it. I'm the man. I'll take this 23 and then pick up another.
What are you betting on?
250.
So here's my thing. Lamar Jackson is, and he's 37-12 as a starter in the NFL. So say what you want to about his shortcomings. When he starts games, they win. Period, point blank, right? He's won the playoff games now. Like all the questions that we had. Yeah, of course he's still developing. He's 25 years old. I know he's had some high-profile playoff blunders, but there was a while where he could not win a playoff game. They did that. He's 37-12 as a starter. If you look at the weapons around him, it's not like you have the same type of people that Mahomes has, that Allen has, that even Brady had with Tampa Bay, right? Like he has not a great.
Brady had a lot of weapons.
Yeah, his best receiver is Mark Andrews, who's a tight end, right? So like, let's keep it real here. And you just traded a guy, so
his boy at that
Hollywood, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. And he doesn't say shit either. So like, I don't know what you're really betting on. This isn't a situation where it's like, yo, I'm going to go out another year and show you guys how good I am. Like if they still need to see how good you are, if they're not convinced of the player that you are, then we have a completely different conversation here. Right. This is a completely different conversation. It's one thing to not agree on the finances.
Well, doesn't that kind of have to come into play? Because then why wouldn't he have a deal already if they really believed in him?
Because the team's trying to protect themselves.
Or are they just trying to leverage him out as long as they can?
Look, in the top 5 cap hits in the NFL, none of those, the only quarterbacks that are in there it's Cousins, Goff, Tannehill, Mahomes. And these guys all have big deals, but the teams are able to spread out the money in a way to where you don't have a $40 million cap hit. I don't know how that affects the player, but I imagine that's what they're trying to do. It's not total value. It's not years. It's something about these.
How much time do they need to do this, Nick?
I don't know.
How much time do they need to figure out the cap hit?
You're negotiating with somebody's mom.
That's I think.
And you ask, does that matter? If I'm the team, look, man, human beings are human beings. If I'm the team and I realize I'm negotiating with someone's mom, and nothing against Lamar Jackson's mom, but I don't think she's an experienced NFL agent. Look. All types of little things.
Oh, are you saying you trying to get over?
Of course.
Yeah, I see.
Of course. This is America.
I see.
Of course. Yeah. You're not negotiating with fucking Lee Steinberg. This isn't Scott Boras.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, and hopefully they got some lawyers and stuff around. I would assume. But
yeah, I hope so.
I think that's my biggest fear for him is that he goes out and then has like even a little bit of a clunker, just any type of leverage for them to not pay him his money. That's what I'm afraid of. And he gets his 23 and then he ends up getting lowballed either from Baltimore or someone else. So let me ask you this though.
I don't think he'll get lowballed. I think he can get his money. If he sits out, he can get his money.
No, but what I'm saying is that if he comes out and plays, takes the 23.5, something like that, 23.5, 25.5, and then he comes out and goes, I don't know, 7-9 or 7-10, which they probably won't do, but say he does, and he has like a clunker, and he has a clunker of a year, quote unquote, then they're like, yeah, that 45 you wanted annually is more like 35.
Well, and that's
Similar
why
to the same situation that we're in with Baker Mayfield when we talked about this. When you go out and you play really well and you beat the Steelers for the first time in 600 seasons, you go to the table and say, hey, it's time to pay.
He's the perfect example. Coming into this year without signing a long-term deal was the
perfect
dumbest
example.
Thing in the world.
Stupid.
Dumbest thing. And now he's fighting for his NFL life. If it wasn't for Deshaun Watson's allegations, he would be released by the Cleveland Browns. So yeah, that's a great example. And that's why you don't come in and play for the 23 this year. Under no circumstances.
Under no circumstance.
There is nothing good. Nothing good can come. You could come out and throw 60 touchdown passes. It's not going to make a difference. Nothing good would come out of that. Only bad things can happen if he does that.
Especially the deal after seeing, you know where he needs to be slotted, or what I think is a fair deal for Lamar Jackson is he needs to be slotted where that Derek Carr deal was. Because he's better than Derek Carr.
Yeah, that's why I said he has a floor and a ceiling.
He's better than Derek Carr. Yeah,
100%.
exactly right. He's better than Derek Carr, so I need more than $40.5 million per.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Josh Allen. It's crazy to see Josh Allen got 43. When did he sign that? Didn't he sign that last year? Or going into this year? Like this is
before last season.
Before last season.
Yeah.
So and then Watson gets 3 more.
Yep.
Look up Derek Carr's deal for me. Yeah. Dak's at 40. Dak's at 40, Stafford's at 40, Derek Carr's at 40. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I need to be at 41. And then and then we're all good.
I think it has to do with these cap hits. That's what they're trying to do.
Dog, it doesn't take 6 months.
4 years, 140 million.
Yeah, that's not enough years for how young Lamar is. He needs at least 5, and it needs to be at 41, 42 million per. That's it. That's all.
And I don't understand the NFL shit because, again, I'm looking at these top 5 cap hits, and somehow
Tannehill's at the top.
Aaron Rodgers isn't in there, right? Like Josh Allen isn't in there, and these guys have Deshaun Watson's not even in there as far as these highest cap hits go. So there's some type of these NFL contracts are funny, but yeah,
is Derek Carr deal all guaranteed as well?
Derek Carr was 4 years, $140 million, $100 million of that coming in the next 3 years. So I think it sounds like that $100 million is guaranteed.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I mean, I need that from Lamar. And this is also the other thing we were talking about. If Lamar Jackson goes into the season without a new deal, the Baltimore Ravens are going to run him into the absolute ground.
Yes.
He may have 250 carries.
Yes.
He will be responsible for 99% of the offense.
Wildcat. He's going to be returning punts. He's going to be a free safety. He's going to be an edge. He's going to be an edge. He's going to be an edge rusher. He's going to be a gunner. He's going to be a gunner on special teams. Folks is going to be the referee for the scrimmage.
If Lamar Jackson doesn't sign a new deal,
oh my God,
he is going to get run into the ground. He's going to take the most hits he's had in his career.
It's going to be like Deebo Samuel.
100%.
They're going to use it. Because there's no long-term money. You're not worried about him getting hurt. Yeah,
we joke around a lot on this podcast. I am 100% serious about that.
Yes.
If he doesn't sign a long-term deal,
carries a game.
He is going to be running the ball all the time, for early and often. Goal line. They're going to be having him trying to punch things in. He's going to be doing all types of stuff. So they're going to be on the Shanahan RG3. They're going to call up Shanahan.
Shanahan RG3.
They're going to call up Shanahan and get the RG3 playbook, and that's what they're going to be running.
Crazy how Kyle Shanahan has skated away from that because they really absolutely destroyed that guy's career.
Yeah,
they're running him naked bootlegs when he had a torn ACL.
Yeah, Kyle was the offensive coordinator.
Kyle was the offensive coordinator. It was criminal. Yeah. If you go back and watch that playoff game, like my man's leg was hanging off a thread, and they were literally running naked bootlegs.
Yes,
like they were like, "Yeah, this dude, he's done anyways. We're just going all out in this game." That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
that's gonna be Lamar next year, 100%.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
He comes out without a deal. They're gonna run him into.
That's why you cannot play. There is nothing good that comes from playing next year.
Zero.
The team has the cards are all in their hand at that point in time. You have no leverage, nothing. You're playing on some weak ass deal. $23 million isn't shit. If I'm Lamar, and you have been on this since the very beginning, he needed to be getting that deal like 2 years ago. We started talking about this. Why doesn't he have a deal? Every time we talk about Lamar Jackson last year, he still doesn't have a deal. Where's your deal? Where's your deal?
No wide receiver and no deal.
No deal. Where's my deal? Like, again, man, like, do the Kyler Murray, do the Aaron Rodgers, whatever it is. Some of that shit is goofy, but guess what? Aaron Rodgers got paid and Kyler will probably get paid too. Right? Like, you're not Josh Allen. They're not going to come to you with that money, so you might have to pull some shit. They're obviously, yeah.
I think part of it is they don't believe. They don't think he's a top 3-4 quarter. Listen, you don't fuck around with these dudes. You understand me? If you believe in Josh Allen gets his money, Mahomes gets his money.
It's like Jerry Jones with that.
Yo, Herbert is going to get his money. He should be holding out right now as well.
Absolutely right now.
But
Burrow, did Burrow get his money yet?
Who?
Joe Burrow?
No, Burrow should be holding
behind that offensive line. There's zero chance I'm coming to camp.
So, but yeah, man, I'm telling you, like they don't. When the team is locked in, they put his mom on the staff.
Yeah.
How would your mom like to work in the front office?
Derrick Rose contract.
How about that? Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. This is why I'm uneasy on it. And cool, you don't believe in me, then move me then. Or do something, but I can't. I'm not coming out and playing without a deal, man. It's starting to get to that.
It's been at that point.
That time where, and feels like you know what else?
Kirk Cousins getting extensions.
But exactly, and honestly, I mean, we're not super plugged in. This is just our opinion, but it seems very lackadaisical what's going on as well. Like,
well, it seems like he didn't put the pressure on them.
It just doesn't seem like there's. Yeah, a lot of urgency.
That was our point last year. He could have put a lot of pressure on them. I need a deal. Mention a deal every time you get an opportunity to. I need a deal. Like even Dak didn't come outwardly and say it, but the back channels knew what Dak was trying to do. I need my deal, and he got hurt.
He came out and didn't play with a deal either, though.
Yeah, he did. True.
So
I guess Kyler Murray might be the way to do it. Then I'm letting you guys know 2 years ahead of time.
I've been saying that.
Hey, this is what time I'm on all year. All year. I'm not showing up to OTA. I'm not showing up to minicamp. And try me when it comes to training camp if you don't have a fucking deal on the table. Watch me. I will fucking put my bandana on and sit at the crib and watch games on Sunday. Think I'm playing. Yeah.
Thanks. So all right, we'll leave it there. Lamar Jackson, I hope he gets it done. Let's go over to Aaron Donald, man. He got his new deal.
Hey, that's the way to do it. I go on Brandon Marshall's podcast, tell you I'm going to retire, and I get my money. I need my money.
That's basically what happened, right?
It was all posturing.
That's basically what happened, right?
Dog, the retirement threat is the greatest thing ever. Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to retire. Give me money.
Are you guys listening?
Yeah.
I don't need to play football anymore, but
I can be enticed.
But I can't be persuaded to play.
Yes. $40 million, okay.
If there's a couple extra dollars laying around, I mean, I don't need to play. But I could be persuaded to play, and that's exactly what happened. Donald reworks his deal to a total value of $95 million, which is $40 million more than he was previously scheduled to make. It also includes $65 million in guaranteed money, which outpaces the $63 million the Rams gave Matt Stafford. Donald's guarantee will be paid out.
I can't have this dude making more money than me.
and they're going to pay out the guarantee in this year and next year. So then he could really talk about retiring. I'm going to get my full guarantee this year, next year, and then maybe I might take off on y'all.
What kind of salary cap do the Rams operate on? Because I feel like for years we've been talking about the fact that they can just afford all. Like most of the league has to cut players, and the Bears had to cut. Who did we had? Remember we had to cut a bunch of. We had to cut Kyle Fuller. We had to cut our linemen because we couldn't make the cap. Meanwhile, the Rams can give Ramsey new deals, Stafford a new deal, Aaron Donald $40 million, signed Odell Beckham last year. Like, what is going on here?
What's his name just get a new deal too? Marcus Robinson just got a new deal.
Yeah. What's his face? Dude from the Bears will probably get a deal. Leonard Floyd will probably get $100 million. Like, where's the money come from? Is Concrete just playing like a crazy? What is it?
They do seem to have extra
They
dollars.
sign everybody to big deals, like just massive deals. Like the salary cap does not exist. They don't cut anybody. It's just like, you want a new deal? Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, they it does seem like that. But
I think they're still paying Todd Gurley.
how do you I think they just finished that last year, actually.
Yeah, that was great.
But
Never pay running back.
how you feel about the deal? Obviously, he's worth it. His 8-year run is insane.
You saw it in the Super Bowl.
8 Pro Bowls. Let me pull it up just so I don't butcher it. But it's his 8-year run is insane. Let me see really quick. It is. Ooh, it's like 8 Pro Bowls, 7 All Pros, 3 DPOYs.
Super Bowl. Should have got a Super Bowl MVP.
Here it is right here. Rookie of the Year in 2014. Super Bowl champ, 8-time Pro Bowl. This is in 8 years. 8-time Pro Bowl, 7-time first team All Pro. That's probably the most impressive of the whole thing. That means you're the best of your position, bar none. 7 times in 8 years.
Yep.
3-time DPOY, 2010 All-Decade team. I don't care about that. And then let's take a guess at how many games Aaron Donald has missed the last 8 seasons.
Has he missed any games? I don't recall. Maybe 2?
He's missed 2 games, both non-injury related.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're
end of year rest
or a personal matter,
whatever.
right?
Yeah.
But come on, man.
Comes to work every week, does his job, absolutely impacts. He's like an offensive player on defense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he might as well be out there scoring touchdowns. You saw it in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Especially for as much just physical double, triple he sees, for him to never get hurt is also a testament to how in shape he is, how he's just a beast.
It's that Lawrence Taylor effect where you have a defensive player who is so good that it completely affects how you play offense, right? Like, there are really good defensive players, and there have been guys who have been like that. But when you start talking about like Donald, Lawrence Taylor, you know, some of these other guys who we've seen that are just generational, like literally as an offense, everything you want to do is predicated on stopping that player, because if you don't stop that player, you cannot do anything. Like, you just can't do anything. You can have the greatest offense in the world. You got the best players in the world. If you can't stop an Aaron Donald, right? If you can't stop, I'm blanking on other defensive players who have been like this in their prime, but was my man's over in Pittsburgh. I mean, Donald's on his own level, but like TJ Watt, yeah, those type guys, like JJ Watt, prime JJ Watt, like these type guys will just destroy everything that you're doing. So Aaron Donald is worth every single penny. If you're going to pay a quarterback that way due to their ability to impact the game, you got to pay Aaron Donald like that. He understands that. He was there in the Super Bowl. He knows they wouldn't have won without him. They would not have won that Super Bowl without Aaron Donald in the fourth quarter. They wouldn't have won that Super Bowl without Aaron Donald in the last 10 minutes of the game.
So the Bengals almost pulled that shit off, man.
Yes. Without Aaron, if not for Aaron Donald.
It's actually insane.
Aaron Donald.
They were very close to pulling that shit off.
He walked into Crocky's office with his retirement papers in one hand.
What did he say?
Fourth quarter game film in the other one, and said, "Look, which one you want? You know what I mean? You can get this for another couple of years for $40 million, or I'll sign this and I'll go off into the sunset. I don't really care."
Love it. That's it.
Get your money. And worth every penny.
Especially in football, man. Yeah. You got one shot in football more times than not.
And when it's over, it's over.
On that. It's over. It's over.
It's over.
Period. Point blank. So,
unless you're Tom Brady, when it's over, it's over.
Shout out Aaron Donald. I will say this. I know we talk about, like, what are the 3 positions you need in the NFL? Quarterback, an edge rusher, and a left tackle or right tackle, wherever, if your quarterback's left-handed, right tackle.
To me, he fills that edge rusher role, though, because he gets 12, 13, 14 sacks a year. So by edge rusher, I mean put pressure on the quarterback.
No, I don't even care about the sacks. When you have a guy like, I've seen the Chicago Bears have an anchor in the middle and not have an anchor in the middle, and how much that changes play to play what's going on. I could argue you need to shut down corner as well. Anchor in the middle at D tackle and a corner, they're probably tied for the 4th most important position in the league. And if it's Aaron Donald, you could argue that it's the most important. But if you get a D tackle that could fill up gaps and just wreak havoc when people are pulling, there's a big pile of bodies in the middle and no one can function. How How many games for the Bears do we see Akeem Hicks not play and we got destroyed all over the field?
Well, and the difference with Donald versus some like you're 100% right. Like these tackles that are able to plug up a bunch of holes, you can't run against them, you can't do anything. The difference with Donald is he does all that and then still gets 12 or 13 sacks, right? Like you'll look at like a Vita Vea or like some of these other like nose tackles and these guys that they don't necessarily look at the end of the year.
They're
it's
just
not
wreckers.
Yeah, but the people that know, right? They free up everything for your linebackers. They plug up so many blockers. You can't run against them, but it's not like they end the year with 15 sacks.
Right.
Donald does all that and then still gets to the pass,
gets to the quarterback,
gets the tackles for losses, all that type stuff. So, I mean, that's where he's kind of different. That's where he's like his own beast. So, like, I would put him in that same thing as what you're like. Yeah, Aaron Donald's his own position. He's his own guy. Like, we haven't seen an interior lineman get sacks like this since Warren Sapp. Sapp was the last guay I can remember that was an interior lineman.
Sapp and Aaron Donald, they're like very similar players.
Very similar, but Sapp couldn't do the run like Donald can. Donald was better, but yeah, Warren
Sapp was awesome.
Sapp was fucking awesome.
Sapp
was the last guy you could, as an interior lineman, that was like, yeah, he's getting 20 sacks.
Yeah, this dude is a beast. Yeah, for sure.
So shout out Warren Sapp. But yeah,
99. I'm excited to see how motivated he is, what they could do on a coming off the Super Bowl ring. Because, man, I mean, listen, coming off a Super Bowl ring, a new extension, a lot of guaranteed bread.
McVay just got married the other day, man. He's feeling good.
Everybody over there is feeling good.
Everybody's feeling
Stafford
great.
Doing commercials. I saw Stafford was like the 4th highest paid athlete of the year, 5th or something.
If I see that AT&T commercial again, I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
It was
what a year, what a difference.
What a difference
a year makes.
What a difference a year makes. What was it? I think it was the top paying athletes were Leo Messi.
Yeah. LeBron.
LeBron, Ronaldo, Neymar.
Shout out Neymar.
Roger Federer.
Yeah, still.
And Conor McGregor was in there for like 55 mil. And then it was Matt Stafford, man. Matt Stafford made like 56, 57 million last year. Something
all
crazy.
Good, man.
So, yeah.
It's crazy. And like that Super Bowl, and even just 1 year in LA wipes away the mediocrity that was his career in the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
real heads know, though.
It's Hall of Fame talk, though, now.
Yeah, it's Hall of Fame talk. Get the fuck out of here.
Like,
that guy is not a Hall of Famer.
Hall of Fame talk now.
No, guy's not a Hall of Famer. We can talk Matt Stafford Hall of Fame all day if you want.
That's Matt Ryan Hall of Fame talk. Don't even get me started, man. I'll go down there. I'll go on a tangent.
But I told you before last year, Matt Ryan had a better NFL career than Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, because he went to the Super Bowl and has an MVP. Yeah, I mean,
won way more ball games.
I can't argue that, no doubt. All right, let's move over to Watson.
Baker. Wait, before we go on Watson, what do you do with Baker Mayfield at this point in time? Because I guess it is a Watson talk, but
White Mock, what's up, Jay? What's up?
With now another allegation coming forward, obviously he's going to be suspended for quite some time. Baker's on the books for $18 million regardless. Like if they cut Baker, they owe him $18 million. Whatever you do you just keep Baker, have him start some games, and Watson's out? Like, is there a better option than Baker Mayfield for you, or you think they're dead set on? I guess they signed a few quarterbacks. They brought in my man Jacoby Brissett.
Shout out Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby, get your money.
Another guy that signed. He did his own deal too. Indianapolis.
He got money though. He got paid, didn't he?
He fleeced their ass for like 2 years, like 38 mil or something crazy.
Understand? Know your worth.
Yeah. Shout out Jacob. This is the problem with the Baker Mayfield situation. In a not realistically, in a perfect world, they say, hey, Baker, listen, just accept you're not our guy anymore. You saw what we did with Watson. We'll keep you on the roster. You could start the next 8 games or however many games Watson is suspended, but just know you're not the guy, and then we'll move off you after that.
Baker, it's not working for Baker Mayfield.
Well, I guess the question is, what are his other options, right? Like, they could trade him, I guess, but no one wants him.
Do you think he's been humbled by this experience? Because obviously, even after the year, he thought he would probably have someone looking for him, right? Like, look, I'm looking around the league. I see some of these guys with jobs. Someone's going to bring me on. I think he really thought he was going to go to
What, New Orleans or Seattle?
It wasn't It's Seattle. Yeah, it was Seattle.
Yeah.
And everybody still thinks he might go to Seattle, but it's like if Seattle really wanted him, I don't know. I don't think it would take too much to get Baker Mayfield from the Cleveland Browns right now. And obviously Seattle's like, yeah, no, we're good.
Well, I guess that is the question, right? How hardball is Cleveland playing? Well, this is the thing. Like maybe they would give him up for not that much, but they don't have a starting quarterback.
Well, I think
at the moment.
I think that shows how much it's not just football. It has to be that people really just don't want to deal with this guy because there are worse quarterbacks playing. I understand Baker can play like shit.
Well, no, hold on, because wait, because you would have to right currently as is, you'd have to trade for him and then pay him $18 million, right? So that's not that attractive, and it's a lot. Well, what do you mean? If you have to trade a one or something for him, or
Nick Foles was getting like $21 million last year.
No, but do you understand what I'm saying?
A one?
Well, if you have to trade something for him,
I guarantee they got him go for a sixth, conditional sixth.
Well, not right. No, this is what I'm telling you. Not right now because they have they. I think they're
going for a one. You're crazy.
Well, no, I'm just saying he's not going for a one. He's not worth the one.
He's not going on the first weekend of the draft.
I'll tell you that he might be worth a two though.
A two?
Yeah, he might be worth a two.
Not when you make it known that you want to get rid of the guy. Any team coming in there knows that Cleveland's motivated somewhat to get rid of him, right? Like, so I think if someone came with like a 5th round pick, he'd have been gone.
Well, this is the thing. I think they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with Watson. So if Watson's not going to play, they're going to try to play Baker, I think. And I don't know how that could work in the locker room.
Yeah, because they know Baker.
Well, what do you do if you don't?
What you can't have is Baker play well for the first 8 weeks of the season, then bench him because that guy's not going to handle that well.
You can because
it's for Deshaun Watson.
You know what?
I'm talking about how is Baker going to take it because that's the type of dude that rips up the locker room and it's not going his way.
If that would be a perfect situation for the Cleveland Browns. If Deshaun Watson got an 8-game suspension, Baker Mayfield came out and absolutely lit it up, and then they could trade him for a crazy amount of value to someone else.
That's what you're doing.
Like, I just don't know how that's going to go over in the locker room. I don't know how from Baker. Like, I mean, it might come down to one of those things where Baker's like, well, I just want to play, man. So I'm making 18 mil. I'll come out and play. I know it's not my team anymore. I feel like you guys did me wrong, but I also want to play ball and we're going to do what we do. This is also what I was thinking about the other night. I'm blanking on who owns the Browns, but there has to be a conversation.
Jimmy Haslam.
Haslam has to have a conversation with Goodell, right? And say, hey, man, look, like,
what are we looking at here?
Exactly, right? Like that has to that has to happen, right?
Dangling out here, like, you guys know the drill at this point in time. Like,
Goodell, I'm getting ready to get this dude $240 million guaranteed. I can't have you suspending him for 2 full seasons, right? Like, that's just not.
Or if that's what you're gonna do, let me know now.
Right. Like that conversation has to have happened.
In September,
yeah. So like I think that's what people aren't thinking about with the whole Watson thing is like he's gonna get. I saw someone tweet that he should get, and I probably agree with this, but Ridley got a whole season for 100% betting 1,500 or 20,000 or whatever. There's a couple of different reports on what he bet throughout the year. Right, he got suspended for a whole season.
Yeah.
Now, the difference here, and call it fair, call it what you want. Watson is not guilty. He hasn't been proven of doing anything wrong in the court of law. So there's that difference. But there's just no way that Haslam didn't talk to Goodell and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go get him, and I'm gonna offer him $240 million guaranteed. I can't have you suspend him for 2 full seasons." So there's no way that he's getting. I just don't see Watson getting more than 6 to 8 games. Is that right? No, but I just don't see him getting more than that.
I think he actually will. I really do. I think they're going to suspend him for the season.
Really?
I don't think. Well, remember when it first happened last year? I told you I'll never play in the NFL ever again.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of backed off from that a bit, but I don't think there's any way they don't in this current climate right now. And especially with how bad the NFL has handled pretty much every single thing from a PR standpoint over the past 3 years involving domestic violence, whatever it might be. I think he's suspended for the year.
What about time served? With
What
last
was his
year,
time served? He
didn't play last year.
voluntarily sat out last year. He didn't want to.
No, that's bullshit though.
He didn't want to play. He didn't want to play.
Don't give me that shit. He was
wasn't
told
playing before that happened, dude.
he what because of the Texans situation.
Remember, he wanted to get out of the Texans.
Yeah, but we don't.
He said, "I'm not playing for you guys."
Part of the allegations. Well, yeah, that is true, but it has to be part of the. Yeah, I guess that actually.
Remember, he was already out.
Yeah, he's like, don't.
That's why when the allegations first came out, it was like, wait, this is fishy because this dude's lawyer is good friends with the team owner.
Right.
But then the allegations became like 30 people, and it's like, okay, this probably isn't fishy. But that's what it was. He was already not playing for the Texans. He said, I am not going to play. I'm not coming to camp. Then he showed up to camp.
I wonder if that's an angle for him though. Like, hey, time served, man. I already sat out the whole year last year for you guys.
Nope. They got it. They have to have the optics have to be right for the NFL, man.
I'm telling you,
you can't have this dude showing up in week 7 playing on primetime games. You can't do it. They're going to send him out for a year. I don't know why nobody's talking about that.
I disagree. I just disagree with you because
they just said they're suspending Ridley for a year.
Well, Ridley blatantly got caught and it's on record and this is like he broke the rules. There's a lot more gray area with the Watson. At least
but here's the thing.
Like on paper, it's not a gray area to me. I think he was definitely
civil trial. He's gonna have to start admitting all types of shit.
He's not. I don't think he's gonna admit anything. Did you? I mean, look, listen. For everybody that's listening, and you want some to go watch the Real Sports on Watson. The first lady that came on, that was the one that came out against Watson first, is 1,000% telling the truth. Yeah, I have not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that she's lying. Zero. I believe everything she says.
Everything she says. Yep.
100%. So
it went down exactly as she put it. Yes.
That's my opinions. Like you go watch the clipping and make your own opinion, but
she was pretty clear about what
she was very clear.
She was the first person to come forward. Yeah.
Very believable. She was the first person to come forward. She never dealt with him again after that. Did you hear, you watched the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I did.
You heard Watson's lawyer? At the end?
Yeah.
I thought they went easy on her, by the way.
The female lawyer?
Yeah.
She was at the end. I thought that she was compelling at the end. She
obviously rehearsed the fuck out of what she was going to say.
They didn't have her follow up on her whole statement of base. She basically was like, why would some of these people come a second or third times? There was multiple, a whole bunch, a lot of different things. And look, I'm not,
she go watch it. She basically was like,
all you can do. Yeah,
this is a bunch of bullshit.
She said it's bullshit. She said this is a witch hunt. She said he was going through social media looking for people that had the experience with them. Look,
you know how you perk up when you hear something, and when they asked her about, well, then if this was all professional, how did he end up having sex with 3 of the masseuses? And I did you know what I'm saying? Like, let me hear what she's going to say about this. And the lawyer basically was like, yeah, I should have pulled the clip, but she basically was like, it started off as professional, and then the ladies took it somewhere else. It's like
lawyers.
All right, it was some very lawyer talk,
but lawyer,
that shit.
But that's her job.
Whatever,
I don't know. So like I said, man, I think that to me, there is absolutely zero doubt in my mind that things went on that should not have went on. I don't think that this is like 25 people lying on Deshaun Watson, right? Do I think that at some point there probably is some bullshit in there? Yeah, absolutely, right? Some people are 100% going to hop on this for the opportunity. I'm sure that there were some people who were, for lack of a better term, willing participants, but it seems like there were a lot who were not. And that's wrong. Shouldn't go down like that. He absolutely has a problem. He absolutely targeted a certain type of woman. He absolutely has a fetish with this massage thing and whipping his stuff out and going from there. And it's like the more you read on it, it's just disgusting. And I think with all that and with the fact that new shit seems to be coming out every week, And every time he has to give some grand jury testimony, whatever it is, he seems to say a little bit more, or his lawyer says a little bit more. I think when faced with all that, the NFL will do in their eyes what's the right thing, and he's not playing this year. Take a year off.
Hey, let's make you want to make a little wager, like a little sandwich or something?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
do tacos, steak tacos.
Okay, steak tacos. Over under 8.5 games. I got the under.
I'll go over.
Okay, steak tacos.
Steak tacos.
And by the way, if y'all don't know this, this nigga Nick only eats his steak tacos with cheese on them, which is crazy.
Some cilantro sometimes.
All right, let's move on for Watson. Let's go to the NBA, man. Listen, let me write down the timestamp for the people. Let's go over to the NBA. Let's get this Westbrook out of the way, and then we'll get to the fun stuff with Miles Bridges.
I'm still sick of talking about Russell Westbrook.
And we'll get out of here. I want to get okay. Well, then we can.
Let's talk. No, I want to talk about.
I want to get your opinion.
It's like fun. I'm sick of in a fun way talking about Russell Westbrook. I think he's hilarious. He has zero self-awareness. I wish I had that level of confidence in life, like of Russell Westbrook, because it's remarkable.
Yeah, no, Russell is very confident. But the Lakers introduced Darvin Ham, the new head coach, former Milwaukee Bucks assistant, former league guy, is also now, I think it's the 14th or 15th black head coach in the NBA, which is awesome.
Yep.
Darvin Ham introduced as the Lakers head coach, and he had the classic press conference, introducing himself, and Pelinka was there to his right. Introduced as the new head coach of the Lakers, and he was taking some questions from the press.
Embattled Rob Pelinka. That's what we got called.
And the biggest, most interesting thing for me is I don't know if I've ever seen this before. I'm sure it's happened, but I haven't seen it recently. Darvin Ham was introduced, and Russell Westbrook was live and in the building. Here's the clip: a media member asking Darvin Ham about Russell Westbrook, his part in the team, his place in the team, and is he going to be part of the pieces moving forward? Here's Darvin Ham.
Specifically on Russ, a lot has been made about his fit with LeBron, and we didn't see it a ton last year with injuries, but how do you see those three working together? How do you see Russ fitting? And I guess more, you do see him here, I guess, based on the way you're talking.
Absolutely. I mean, just our running habits. And Russell, don't get it messed up. Russ is one of the best players our league has ever seen. And there's still a ton left in that tank. I don't know why people tend to try to write him off. I'm going to approach him like I do every player I've ever encountered. We're going to talk about our running habits with the ball, without the ball. And again, the team, the rhythm of the team, and trying to establish a rhythm with LeBron, Russ, AD, and again, share the load defensively and offensively. Defensively is where you're going to see us make our biggest leaps and bounds. We have to commit to the defensive side of the ball, or we don't have a chance to do anything. The offense won't even matter if we don't get stops.
First off, how come the Lakers couldn't get my man a mic stand? No,
he probably
fucking talk show.
He probably took it off. You know how KD always rocks, and Kyrie, they always just rock it like that.
That was crazy. I actually haven't seen that till right now. It was wild that Russ was in the building and they
just standing in the back.
He can stand in the back, listen to himself being talked about.
Yeah.
First off, I like that he answered that question that way. First of all, I believe him. It seems like he really doesn't have any other choice otherwise, because they can't trade Russ to anybody. He's due $40 million next year. Nobody's taking that deal, so you're kind of stuck with Russ.
It's
so
44.
it's in your best interest. 44. Come back with the 44. So yeah, I think it's in your best interest to say nothing but I'm going to try to make it work. I like how he talks.
Do you think he was posturing, or you think he actually?
No, that dude sounded 100%. That didn't sound like bullshit. He's like, what are y'all talking about? This dude can hoop. I'm excited to work with him. I'm going to try to make it work, which again, he kind of has to say, because you can't get out of the Russell Westbrook situation, but it does sound like he's committed to making it work. Like, that sound like a dude. I could understand how he got his job. Like, you can sit down and listen to that 30 seconds right there. I'm like, I like what this dude's selling. And he seems real. And obviously Darvin Ham played in the league for a long time. Younger guy has that relationship. That's what LeBron likes, just like he liked Ty Lue. I think that was probably important to LeBron. And it sounds like he's committed to making it work. I don't think there's any chance it works, if we're being completely honest, but at least he's going to try. I think this Lakers team is going to be terrible next year. Period, point blank. It's going to be the same thing. There's nothing that you can do that can convince me that you can fix this team unless you really, I mean, with those three guys, you got to overhaul who you put around them, and with the amount of money that they take, and who's really going to take a pay cut to come play for that squad at this point. They didn't even make the playoffs last year. They didn't even make the play yet. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not going to work. I like him, but
I liked what he said. I agree with what he said. Listen, bro, we know what if we could get Russell Westbrook just to get out and run, rebound and run, and dish, he's a very impactful player.
Absolutely.
If you get Russell on an ISO island and he's jab stepping and shooting and trying to shoot bank shots, that's where you have your issues with Russ.
Yeah.
If Anthony Davis is healthy, it's a lot of ifs. It is. If Anthony,
it's not even that's not even a possibility at this point. I mean, can we be honest? Is it? Yeah, what about his career? Going back to the Pelicans has ever shown you that this dude can consistently be healthy. And even last year when he was healthy, he wasn't that guy.
Yeah, I agree with that. They'll be better than last year, I think. But if he could get Russ to stop shooting 20 foot bank shots off a jab step with Tybal in front of him, then he'll make more of an impact for sure. So
basically you need a bunch of things that have never happened for the Lakers to be good this year. You need Anthony Davis.
That's a good way to put it.
You need Anthony Davis to stay healthy
the entire year.
You need Russell Westbrook to realize he's not MVP, triple-double Russell, and just try to facilitate and play hard and kind of do what he still does well. And you need LeBron to not age another year. And
to continue to play 40 minutes and 38 minutes a night.
At some point, man, look, this dude is amazing, right? I think he's not getting enough credit for what he did last year as far as second in the league in scoring. Played 30-something minutes a night and really had to carry a massive load for this team to even be mediocre. Without LeBron's contribution last year, this is a high lottery team.
I'm talking like a 25-win team.
If that. I mean, seriously, it's a team led by Russell Westbrook, sometimes Anthony Davis, then a bunch of guys who are trash, right? So without LeBron doing what he did last year and putting on that crazy load in year 21, I was thinking about the other day, I played basketball. I shot hoops with Mia the other day, right? I'm 35 years old. By the time I was done, I was fucking tired. And I thought about it. I'm like, man, LeBron is 2 years older than me. And I get it. He's in peak physical condition and all that. But I'm just after a certain age, the body doesn't not recover like it used to. And I'm like, I know he's hurting out here, right? I know he's hurting. I don't care how good his body, you take care of yourself, he's hurting. And you're asking him to lead the team in points, assists, rebounds, heart, effort, hustle, defense, everything. You know what I mean? Not to mention the mental game that he has to go through. So for the Lakers to be even good this year, competitive, fuck being a contender, they will not be a contender. To even be competitive this year, you are asking for unprecedented things to happen with the first-year head coach. This team is going to be a dumpster fire. I would sell all my Lakers stock if I could. And they just got to say this is what it is. Again, I see no path to this. I would pound the under on their win total no matter what it is.
All right. Just like that. All right, let's move over to our boy Miles Bridges, man.
Yeah,
listen, man.
He don't throw ones in the club. He got cash at.
Let me be clear. On Miles Bridges, man.
Great.
I'm a huge fan.
Love him.
I'm a huge fan of him rapping. Mm-hmm. I like his game. I think he makes an impact. But there's got to be a line, especially for a guy that's trying to get a new deal. Miles Bridges bets on himself. He goes out and kills it this year with the Hornets. He's looking for at least $160, $170 million from Michael Jordan or whoever else. And all summer he's been putting out music. And the music is derogatory, which I don't care about at all.
No.
It's about chicks shooting, and I'm not talking about shooting jumpers. You feel me? And chilling, taking people's girlfriends. He's rapping. Whatever. It's entertainment.
He's a rapper that happens to hoop.
He's a rapper that happens to hoop. Whatever. 50-50 split, right? The other day, I don't know when I think this was yesterday. I saw it on Twitter yesterday. I think he might have posted it yesterday. Miles Bridges, and I got it up on screen. Miles Bridges posts a picture of a double cup purple drink, iced out, which in all
Stop it.
it looks very similar to a beverage Lil Wayne and company out of Houston, Texas that people
1,000% lean. Sean's setting this up really nicely right now. Double cup,
it looks
ice,
like
styrofoam, slightly pink color. I've seen this before. It is promethazine plus codeine syrup. You take a little bit of Sprite, you put the ice in the cup, you take a little bit of the potion, you pour it in the bottom, you pour the Sprite in there, you mix it up, you put it in 2 styrofoam cups, and you have a beverage. You mix it with the joint, and you're going to be feeling great all day. Your heart might stop, but you're going to be feeling great all day. Out of Houston.
It's a beverage out of Houston, Texas.
That lean, that drink. Future has made many an album about it.
Now, just for good measure, he has a rolled up joint behind the cup, just to let you know that I'm really kicking it tough.
Tough.
Big Nick the Quick, man. I don't have any problem. You lose the finals, you go out to the club. I don't have any problem y'all sipping and hanging out and drinking and doing whatever you got to do. It's the off season, John Morant. Enjoy yourself, drink, turn up, whatever you want to do. Show world. You a young killer. You own the league right now. Do your thing. I think promethazine is where I got to draw the line, I think.
Well,
listen, smoke tons of tree.
They all do.
First of all, I don't know what the need to put it on the internet.
No,
even if you're drinking. Honestly, if you're a young dude, do whatever the fuck you want to do behind closed doors. There's zero positive things that come out of you turning up in however fashion you want to, drinking, smoking, sipping lean, and putting it out on the internet on a story. It makes no sense. It does nothing.
First off, it's all for clout. Number one, right?
But you already
but you're already Miles Bridges.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
I even think the drinking is one thing. Like, I try not to even post pictures of myself drinking or anything like that on the internet, just because there is nothing good comes from it. But drinking is legal. It's accepted. Everybody does it.
Right.
Weed. Even as we've started to remove some of the stigmas around it, I think at a certain point you probably shouldn't post pictures of yourself smoking weed.
I'm good.
If I'm an NBA player who is up for a huge contract extension after I just had one of my best year as a professional on a young up and coming team, and I know that, like, look, this stuff, it's all about the optics, right? Like, if I want to secure 120, 130, 140 million dollars, I got to make it look a certain way, right? You think Mike doesn't know that he smokes weed? Yeah, of course, right? All these guys do. But to your point, why are you putting this on the internet? Why are you then putting on the internet next to promethazine, which is illegal, right? Like, now you're going on to a whole nother thing right here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're going to a whole nother thing. And there's no real reason to do it other than for clout. Look how cool I am, whatever. Even the rapping shit. It's like, you can rap about a bunch of shit you don't actually live. Like, I don't think Miles Bridges is shooting people in the club. Maybe he is. I don't think so, right? But when you are actually holding a double cup of lean next to a joint on a fucking Monday afternoon, right?
After you drop a track about taking somebody's wife, and she not getting my money till I get some top. It's just like,
and you're in the video with your boys, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit.
Right.
And like, you and I can look at that and be like, yo, we understand.
We can separate the two.
We understand, but most people don't. Most of America is not going to understand this, especially those that are writing your check, especially your brand sponsors, especially your Nikes of the world and your Gatorades of the world, and all these people who want to get this money, right? If there's one thing I give LeBron James the most credit for, is if you hear LeBron in his moments, LeBron's just like us. You understand what I'm saying? But LeBron understand I can't put that out there. I gotta be a certain type
Corporate
of way
Bron.
because I need these ducats. You understand what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to cross a Billy. There's an image. I'm a role model. All that type shit. This stupid shit right here, it's just stupid. It's careless. It makes no sense. It's all for clout when you, like you said, you don't really need it. You're already a multimillionaire and you're on the brink of more millions. Like, who are you trying to impress? I figure you sip lean. I figure you smoke weed. I figure you have threesomes and take people's wives. I don't need to see it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need to see it. I don't. It's like why it would be like it was like the Paul Pierce shit. This is goofy as fuck. Why are you posting video at the club with strippers and smoking blunts and cigars? Why? I get it, dog. But you're only doing it so it's look at how I live. Look at how I live. You can live like me. I'm out here double.
I'm gonna tell you this, man.
This shit is stupid, dog.
Especially before
I had no problem with him rapping right before the deal is done.
Before you get the deal, man.
The deal's 1 month away. July 1st is when you sign that deal. 1 month away.
He commented under that it was pink lemonade.
No, it wasn't. And that's the other thing. Don't insult me. I know what lean looks like. That is 1,000%.
I'm gonna tell. I mean, honestly, bro. That if I am the guy signing the checks,
Michael Jordan, who did a great job of hiding his nefarious activities because there were plenty.
It's just I know Michael's a gambler. He'll gamble on you.
Yeah, and he also fucked everything with 2 legs.
Man, I did the lean is where I draw the line, bro. Go drink, go smoke tree, put it on the internet, I guess.
Well, and lean is also highly. You know what's funny? Think about this. Highly addictive. There have been many people who have fucked their shit up off lean.
Very bad for your health.
It's very bad for you. People die off the lean. It's kind of like, and if
seizures, all types of shit.
Is he gonna buy more lean? Seizures. That shit will fuck you up. It'll slow you down. You get fat. You get all. There are stories about. Listen to rappers. Lil Wayne talks about it. We had to get off that lean.
Yeah, facts. 100%.
Yeah.
And the other thing about Kevin Durant is a proud, very known, high THC consumer. You never see him smoking on the internet, out in public. He'll tell you. He went on David Letterman's show on Netflix. Was like, yeah, I'm high right now. I smoke all the time. That clip of him doing the All-Star draft on TNT, he's blown.
He's blown. Yeah.
He's blown 100%. He doesn't smoke on camera and put it up. It's just unnecessary and dumb.
So it doesn't make sense. I heard a story once of Cam Newton. He was taking a picture with some fans, and one of the fans had a beer in his hand. And Cam was like, nope. You got to put that beer out the table. I'm not taking no pictures with no alcohol. And it's just little shit, because I'm not. Last thing I need is Cam is out here drinking with fans. You know what I'm saying? No, the optics are bad. Put the alcohol down. I'm sure Cam has drinks. I'm sure he has a great time, but you don't see it. Yeah, that shit is all man. The whole thing. All these dudes get down. We understand.
Right.
And there's enough folks out there where cameras fixated on you to where you don't got to take pictures of yourself doing dumb shit. It's stupid, bro.
It's enough people trying to bring you down.
Yeah, and I'm sure Mike let the track slip, probably let the questionable association slip, but not this. You can't be blatant. You can't be blatant. You can't be flagrant about nothing.
Yeah, this is disrespectful almost.
And it's right before you're about to get paid. So what happens if you don't give a fuck right now, when will you give a fuck?
Bingo. You out here kicking this super tough sipping lean and you haven't even got your deal yet?
It's like getting in trouble leading up to the draft. It's like, dog, if you can't stay clean for these 3 or 4 weeks before the draft, come on, man. What's going to happen once we pay you? You can't be bought to stay on your P's and Q's. So what's going to happen once you already paid? Come on, man. This Bridges shit is really stupid, dog.
Yeah. We'll leave it there. No Catch All Sports Talk via Chicago. That's it for us this week. We'll be back tomorrow night, man. It's 3 nights in a row because we're going to do the finals game 3 recap. Boston. They're in Boston. We'll talk about all that going forward. For Big Nick the Quick, I'm your host, Sean Little. Make sure you subscribe everywhere, man. Tell the homies, tell a friend. We have fun out here on No Catch Up. Subscribe, drop a comment, drop a review, drop a rating. All love, baby. No Catch Up Sports Talk Big Chicago. See y'all tomorrow.